Welcome to the Crypto Guild. I'm your host Rahul, and on this channel we talk everything crypto. So guys, today's video is going to be about the latest upgrade to the Bitcoin ecosystem. This is called the Taproot upgrade. We're going to talk about what it really is and what it means for Bitcoin going forward, both from a technology perspective and from a price action perspective. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So first, let's understand what the Taproot upgrade really is. So it's kind of a big deal because it's sort of the first major upgrade that Bitcoin has done after about 4 years, I think. So SegWit was the last upgrade they did, which was a big deal. And so what it really is 3 improvement proposals for the Bitcoin ecosystem or for the Bitcoin platform, right? And what these 3 improvements do is they essentially help improve the scalability, the privacy, and the efficiency of the Bitcoin blockchain. So let's understand each one of these, right, in more detail. So the first one is the replacement of the digital signature algorithm of Bitcoin. So it currently uses something called the elliptical curve digital signature algorithm, and it's being replaced by something called Schnorr signatures. Now, Schnorr signatures essentially are more lightweight, a lot more flexible. And what they're going to allow for is the use of multi-signature transactions, right? And that's something that is a core aspect or something that's needed by smart contracts. So you could say that Schnorr signatures, provide you a base for smart contracts to be enabled on the Bitcoin network, right? A second thing I'll say is that the Schnorr transactions are going to make every transaction on the Bitcoin network look like a peer-to-peer transaction. So a transaction that happens between 2 users, right, where you exchange a certain number of Bitcoin for whatever reasons, and transactions that happen using smart contracts where there may be multiple users interacting on that smart contract. They're going to look exactly the same. So you are not going to be able to tell the difference between the two. So this helps improve the privacy of the Bitcoin system. Ecosystem overall. So the second thing I would mention is the introduction of a new programming language, and it's called the Tapscript. Now, Tapscript is a much more lightweight, more flexible programming language, and this is going to be very useful for future upgrades to the smart contract functionality. So basically a lot more flexibility in being able to do programming on the Bitcoin blockchain, right? And the third, which is probably the most important of the lot, is a fundamental difference in the way the Bitcoin transactions are written into the blockchain, into the Bitcoin blockchain, right? And it has to do with usage or rather packaging the data in such a way that there's less data to be put inside the blockchain. So this is obviously going to help with efficiency. It's going to help with lower gas fees and an overall improvement in the mechanics of the writing process. So all this stuff said, right, great moves forward for Bitcoin, but it still doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to be able to compete with smart contract specific blockchains like Ethereum or Cardano or Polkadot or any of the others for that matter. So it's definitely a step forward, but it doesn't mean that it's at a scale where it can compete. So next, let's just talk about the implications of these changes. So first, let's examine the implications from a price perspective. So you guys would have noticed that Bitcoin's price actually didn't do a whole lot when this upgrade was released. So there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, and the most important, is that this upgrade is nothing new. The Bitcoin blockchain, all the validators that work on it, actually approved this upgrade back in 2018, right? So it's just a question of implementation, and so it was nothing new for the validators. They overwhelmingly agreed that this is a good step forward for the Bitcoin blockchain. So you didn't really see much change, from a pricing perspective, right? But I think what this upgrade has done is further cement Bitcoin's position as digital gold 2.0, right? So it's become more usable, and by the fact that it's become more usable means it has improved its overall value as well. So I think this overall bodes well for Bitcoin cementing its place as digital gold. From a tech perspective, obviously really exciting that you can now have smart contracts, and you're going to be able to enable a whole bunch of new use cases which weren't possible before, right? And better programming language, more lightweight transactions, improvement of privacy on the Bitcoin blockchains, at least for smart contracts, which will now look like regular peer-to-peer transactions. So overall, a good step forward, cementing Bitcoin's position. And yeah, I think it's good news in general. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and until next time, peace.